I believe that these are the best redfish jigs in the world. They land softly, they look alive in the water, and they imitate what the fish are eating. And these jigs, you don't need to have any special equipment. That first combo that you bought at Academy or sporting goods store for 50 or 100 bucks, you can cast these jigs with that rod and reel combo. Howdy from Texas, this is Heath Hippel with Bugs Fishing, and I want to talk to you about redfish jigs today. And so I'm going to talk to you about the first 3 jigs I ever designed, and they are specifically for redfish, although they catch all kinds of fish. And when I say redfish, I know that redfish are awesome game fish. They're found all over the place, but specifically I want to talk to you about chasing redfish in shallow water, sight casting and just shallow water fishing, because that's where these jigs are the best. That's the most exciting type of fishing, I think. And so I want to talk to you about chasing redfish in shallow water with these jigs. They are all built on the Bugs Redfish jig head. And so what we did, we created a jig head that would always land hook point up. And so if you're fishing for redfish in shallow water, sight casting, and you see fish, you can cast in front of that fish and they will always land hook point up. And so that's number 1. Number 2, they're built on really strong hooks. It's a Mustad jig hook. It's a flat eye, and I'll talk to you about that in a second, but it's a really strong, sharp hook. It's sharp right out of the package. You don't have to sharpen it. It's ready to roll. And so there are 3 sizes of jig heads that we tie these lures on. The first is an 1/8 ounce, and it comes with a 2/0 hook. Second is a 1/4 ounce on a 3/0 hook. And lastly is a 3/8 ounce jig on a 4/0 hook. Like I said, they're really sharp, they're really strong. And now let's talk about the different models. The first 2 I ever designed, one was called a double bunny, and a double bunny is simply a piece of rabbit on top and a piece of rabbit on bottom. And it imitates a shrimp or a little bottom hugging bait fish like a mud minnow or something like that. And so that is a double bunny jig. Simple, super effective. The next one is the curl tail jig. That's our best seller to this day. It has been from the very beginning. It's on that same jig head, like I said. It's got a piece of rabbit on top and then rabbit on the sides, and it comes with a double tail grub. You get the fluttering action of that grub as you're bringing it in, and the grub tails also kind of float even if it's just sitting there. There's also a rattle on the bottom of that curl tail jig, and so if you are swimming it, bumping along the bottom, every time you twitch it with your rod, you engage that rattle. And so that is the curl tail jig. And then lastly is the Beastie Bug. The Beastie Bug is made to sit on the bottom and look like a crab. And so it has claws, it's got rubber legs, and there's just a ton of movement even if it's just sitting there. All of these jigs will move in any type of current or any type of twitch with your rod tip, even when they're just sitting there. And so, rarely, water's never completely still, so they're gonna look alive even when they're just sitting on the bottom. And so, but the Beastie Bug takes that to a new level with the claws, the rabbit, the rubber legs. So that's meant to look like a crab. The curl tail, it kind of imitates just about everything a redfish eats. A swimming crab, a bait fish, even a shrimp. And so that's one of the reasons it's the most effective. So that's the double bunny, the curl tail jig, and the Beastie Bug. I believe that these are the best redfish jigs in the world. They land softly, they look alive in the water, and they imitate what the fish are eating. And these jigs, you don't need to have any special equipment. That first combo that you bought at Academy or sporting goods store for 50 or 100 bucks, you can cast these jigs with that rod and reel combo. I make a lot of other really light stuff, but this stuff you can use, with any rod in your tackle box. If you're fishing like a medium heavy action, you'll want to go 1/4 or 3/8. But the rest of them, a medium action is fine for that 1/4 ounce, and then medium light or medium on the 1/8 ounce. And so no specialized equipment. They imitate everything that a redfish eats. They land softly, they look alive. And these, like I said, These are the originals. I'm 100% confident of them. They'll help you catch fish wherever you chase redfish. Catch you later. So I wasn't kidding when I said these are the best redfish jigs in the world. Please comment on the video where you like to chase redfish. Like the video and subscribe, and we're going to pick somebody from the comment section and send you these jigs and these jig heads so you can try them for yourself.